Hi again. It's me. We're gonna continue the trial. Excuse me. We're gonna continue the trial. In this impromptu. Stream because yeah. Basically, I wanted to be done with this. Before. Hold on, I'm gonna fix my character. There we go. I don't know why she was twisted. There you go. Yeah, she was just like turned to the side. It was weird. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna do this, and I believe I might have co-op with Jammerly and maybe Anya, depending on if she decides to join. So yeah, and hopefully, if you watch the stream, you will get rewards because rewards are enabled if you have Genshin. So yeah, that'll be cool. Um, let's do. What did it say? What time? 8. Okay, let's go to 8. Let's get this party started. Let's participate in that trial.
What do we do? The whole situation is so confusing.
I do have some thoughts. Let's take some step by
Possible
step.
things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
I love your little costume, Paimon.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lyney and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands.
That's right. We'll be supporting Lyney and Lynette.
Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
That's right. The Archon of Water is dumb. The Hydra Archon Water is kind of full of herself. So let's see what happens.
Thanks, Navia. Well, we'll be going then.
Best of luck to you.
Here we go on that trial run. Am I mentally prepared? Well, I do remember the clues, and we have it written down, so it shouldn't be too bad.
Finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
We found a lot of
To be
clues.
honest, you might be disappointed.
You're guilty! We found you guilty!
No, we're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Well now, don't you all look disappointed? Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed. That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence.
What?
But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Just you wait.
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session. Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Lyney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Lyney clearly reveals the details of the magic trick. Everyone in the audience is stunned.
Thank you, Mr. Lyney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Lyney is clearly lying.
Why?
There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
The thump.
No, nothing.
The thump.
But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
Hey, hang on. Something's not right here.
How could Lyney not know about that sound?
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box, and I definitely heard the thud.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
They probably represent the Otrus's stance on the trial.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye. Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid. Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
What does that mean?
The House of the Hearth?
They're Fatui?
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatsui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
What?
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it. The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy.
Why is she crazy?
Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Hey, Lyney. Why didn't you tell us this before?
Lyney and Lynette are Fatui.
Order! Order! Mr. Lyney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true?
There's no doubt about a magician's ability to con others. Given how Lyney has concealed his identity, this could all have been set up beforehand. Plus, Child is here in Fontaine along with the other house operatives. There must be some scheme at work here. I've been a victim of such schemes before, and now...
Please answer my question, Mr. Lyney.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I knew it.
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
Wow.
What should we do now?
Permission to speak, Your Honor.
Granted.
My client has withheld some key information. My defense cannot proceed.
In that case, what is your request?
I request a brief adjournment. There are things that must be discussed.
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
Wow.
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
So you would stick to Mr. Lyney's defense even after knowing what you
Hiya.
know? You
Anya says,
certainly
"Heyo."
have more professionalism
Hi.
than I thought.
I'm just continuing the story
My dear
because I want to get this trial over.
Let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
While court is adjourned, you meet with Lyney and Lynette's backstage in the opera house. The game is a little quiet. Okay, thank you.
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
I hope that helps.
Yeah, sorry.
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys. Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad.
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain. I know you've clashed with the Vatuis several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset. But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to.
But how can we know this isn't all just another lie?
Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point. You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
Sorry. Please forgive us.
Well,
Anya.
you both say that, but
Okay, Anya. I'm sorry. I mean, nobody's even in the... Never mind. Explain the other issue first. Where did you actually go while the trick was being performed?
right. Let's hear your answer first, and no lies now.
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our
Hello,
investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick with the objective of getting close to the core.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
But why do you want to understand how the Ortress operates?
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
I believe in the facts. I will defend you from these charges. I believe the judgment will be dispensed as it should.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense.
Actually, we already have the key evidence we need.
Huh?
The adjournment's almost over. Let's go back.
Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you mean.
Lyney's statement. Lyney claims that he headed to the chamber containing the Ortress core upon entering the tunnel and did not witness the crime taking place, and thus did not hear the thud. The voice in the Ortress core chamber. Lyney claims to have heard a mysterious voice within the chamber that houses the Ortress core within the Opera House's underground structures. Okay, now we're heading back. Brief adjournment ends, and the nail-biting trial reconvenes.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Lyney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
That took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention.
Wow.
At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Lyney's perspective.
Based on the opposition's account of events, you can identify loopholes in their statement. Use evidence and clues obtained during the investigation to refute any erroneous assertions of fact and replace them with new inferences. Sorry. I love he. Novelette. Use your refutations to convince the audience and obtain more support from the people. The Ortress will display such shifts clearly. Ugh.
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel.
Sure.
When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud.
That's not... I don't know.
He did not realize that the sound could be heard by everyone in the Opera House, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound.
Man, that's not true.
Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Lyney red-handed.
Wow.
So Lyney proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Lyney passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident. And there you have it. That's the truth behind what happened.
It's cool that you could just make up stuff and that's the truth.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description of the events?
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events, what Lyney experienced, and what he saw.
It's Ether voice. Lyney entered the tunnel. That is true. But that refute. Say during the no. Chamber that houses the Ortress's court. Did not witness the crime taking place and does not hear the thud. I'm gonna say this.
Seems this won't produce a particularly effective rebuttal.
Damn it. Okay, that's...
According to Lyney, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Ah, okay. Lyney knocked Halsey out using the vase and removed her clothes to prevent her from being identified. However, was Lyney really in the tunnel at this time?
Lyney went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. This is the actual truth.
The actual real truth. The existing evidence indicates that when Lyney returned to the tunnel, the crime had already taken place, and all Lyney saw was the dress.
Lyney did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has something to say! When the countdown started, Lyney did indeed go into the tunnel. But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent.
Yes.
Paimon did it! Paimon actually managed to say all that! Wasn't it awesome?
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
That's right!
Moreover, I believe the opposition's reasoning is flawed.
My reasoning?
The onstage equipment was clearly tampered with in a premeditated fashion. However, you said that Cowell bumped into Lyney by chance.
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, whom was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Lyney only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell him!
And that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn things around.
Spiral macaroni.
Well, your denial is very strident, I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your claims?
Do you happen to remember how you refuted Lyney's alibi initially?
Of course I do. If he had the whole time. How could he have not heard that sound? Why do you ask? You're saying that he wasn't?
Anya says, also the first case was like 20 years ago. Isn't Lyney too young? LOL, I love how they never address this. Okay, are you saying that he wasn't? You're saying that he wasn't. Your claim has now become my weapon. Your claim has also become a critical clue. Holy shit. Okay, so we have information about the missing lady's identity. Oh, and we also have little items we could pull out. Jammer says, I think it's because they're accounting for the possibility of copycats, but it's not really stated. Anya says, yeah. So, we also have these other statements that are all irrelevant right now. Okay. Not yet investigated. Magic trick. That's not real. Okay. So currently, Halsey is the missing person. She's a famous painter. Blah, 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 blah. She isn't known to have been entangled in quarrels with any other members of Lyney's magic troupe. There was an audible thump that many audience members heard. Entrances and exits to the opera house were closed. Which is the evidence that Lyney wasn't in the tunnel when the crime took place. It's probably the sound, because the sound is probably the vase. I don't know.
That's right! Lyney wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance. This means that when the crime happened, Lyney had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! How do you like that?
Well played. To think you'd use such logic. Well then,
reaction
if it
image.
wasn't Lyney who committed the crimes, then who was it?
The murder was... Select the year icons in the interface to check the corresponding case questions. Select the answers and fill in the empty gears to verify your correctness of your deduction. If you have made mistakes, you must make another selection from the remaining options. Once you've answered all the questions correctly, you can complete this logic chain. Okay, let's go. The guard's investigation report indicates the fireworks released near the end of the show ignited and burned through the rope suspending the water tank above the stage. This caused the water tank to fall and kill Cowell in the box below. If Lyney is no longer under suspicion, only the other members of the troupe would have been able to tamper with the props. Lyney gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work by using a box inside a box. The idea was for the box containing the audience member to be transported across a tunnel underneath, and Lyney himself would also use this tunnel to get to the other side. Having changed her outfit, Lynette and her assistant would take charge of onstage interactions. Clothes belonging to Halsey, the lady who went missing, were found in the tunnel. The reason for this remains unknown. The true culprit. Who is the only person that could have possibly committed the crime?
Could there have been a third person involved? Is that really a possibility? Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Or did she have her own scheme all along? The deceased's name is Cowell, Lyney's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
This is true. I don't know.
Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience.
I feel like it's... Oh, I'm at that. Ah, okay. So I only have 2 now.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lyney's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Okay.
Huh? That can't be right. Are you serious? The killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased!
Oh, is that so? How interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then.
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim.
Okay.
No one entered or left the Opera House through its entrances. So where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey? The deceased's name is Cowell, Lyney's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel, so there must have been some fear that she would attract attention. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. Lyney was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Lyney as well.
Okay. How can we envisage Lyney as having been unable to interfere with the crime? Okay, well...
Lyney was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time. It would have been tough for both people. No one entered or left the Opera House through its entrances. So where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey? The sound we heard may have come from a clash. Lyney was not in the tunnel at that moment. No one entered or left the Opera House through its entrances. So where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey? Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel, so there must...
No! Damn it!
Lyney was not in the tunnel at that moment.
I don't know.
The deceased's name is Cowell. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent.
No!
No one entered or left the
Well, you just gave... No! How? What? The criminal must have understood the methods behind Lyney's magic trick and must have been in a position. Leaving aside how they died, Kyle had all the means to commit the crime at his disposal. The strange noise could likely have been the sound of Cowell and Halsey struggling. Lyney was not in the tunnel for 1 minute. This would have given time for Cowell to bring Halsey out of the magic box in the audience stands. But according to guards' testimony, no one entered or left the Opera House, so even if he had taken her, there'd be no means of exiting. Exiting the box would have been in full view of the audience, pretty much guaranteeing they would have been discovered.
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
Where in the world did Halsey go?
I see how it is. So this was all just a bluff. And here I thought you had something to show for it.
Anya
But
says
it
it's
seems
insufferable.
you're still far from the truth.
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track?
Smack her. Jammer says, wow, such a big trial and there's empty seats.
Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely.
Unless you've been Halsey the whole time. Paimon.
This is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear. You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
Magic. Escaping from the water tank. Wait, could it have been the water?
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents, but do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is no greater sin in this opera house than an awkward delay in the performance.
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Hold on a second. In the defense, oh, that's
Lyney
the
was
same thing.
not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey.
Objection!
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lyney's assistant.
Hold it!
He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Anya says objection. Jammer says hold it. The vase with the water!
This was not broken by chance. It was used to cover important evidence. The water.
The water!
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped.
She has a hydrovision! Just kidding, I don't know.
Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind. If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
Jammer's like, the waters of Chinsa.
Oh, just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment.
Just like you're talking, ma'am.
How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick.
Hot Pockets, just kidding. I request that we examine Cowell's personal effects. We might find something there.
Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Lyney already knows this truth very well.
She's in the bag and she's dead. Just kidding, I don't know.
Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real. We're talking about 2 completely different things.
Even so, I trust the traveler's judgment. The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
Anya's like, it would have been funny if she was in a magic pocket this whole time. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did you check the magic pocket?
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress. Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased, Cowell.
Anya, step on me.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste.
He was filled with water.
We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage. each labeled separately.
These are people!
The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are water from the primordial sea.
The primordial sea.
Hmm.
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice.
Oh.
The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
You gotta be kidding! People dissolving into water?
I mean,
Could
your
something
body's
so
made up of water.
ridiculous actually be true?
Yes!
Wait a moment.
That's what
This
Jammer says.
reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a coincidence, isn't it?
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowell was targeting that girl... Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
I have macarons to make.
It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results, but we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards,
Sir,
please
she's
continue examining
evaporated.
the items along these lines. Mr. Lyney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor.
By the way, Your Honor, you look so good.
If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at all. Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
Water from the primordial sea, the liquid that the guards found in Cowell's luggage, seemed to have the ability to dissolve Fontainians into water. Oh, they're like little bags of water just walking around Fontaine. You can just drink them at any moment. Anya says, hell yeah. Okay, let's see. Who is the prime suspect currently? It is Cowell.
The deceased's name is Cowell.
Okay, which item the culprit used to control the timing of the dissolution? What's
Lynette
this?
was in the magic box on stage the entire time. Did she have something to do with this? I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box.
Okay, I don't remember.
The rope that held the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and snapped. As such, the focus here is on the water and not the tank. Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire... I remember there was something
Let's just
else
blame
within
Lynette.
The water from the primordial sea should...
We used to hide the mechanism behind the crime.
Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. Did she have something to do with this?
Anya says Spontaneans are wicked witches from Oz. So it seems.
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick.
Okay, let's use that one. No! Okay. Timing of the dissolution.
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick. I remember there was something else.
Yay! Oh God, here we go.
Shine again! In the original plan, Cowell would tamper with the water tank rope, and the number selector securing his target.
Yeah.
When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial sea
That's why there was no balloons.
would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel, and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
Huh. That does make sense.
Does it? Just kidding.
Actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
Someone named
On
Folklore.
that note, the
Just
guards have
kidding.
just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence. I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Is it child? I don't know.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case. And we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Lyney's personal effects.
What?
Somebody planted evidence!
Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you. Does this not clear all doubt? My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close.
Oh God.
Lyney did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowell then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea. But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Lyney desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime. Ultimately, he knocked Cowell out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon. Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the famed Fatui is quite the cold-blooded and ruthless organization.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right, Mr. Lyney?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here.
Why are you giving up, Aether? Aether! Get a hold of yourself.
Is this the end of the road?
No.
Oh no. Paimon can't think of anything either. It doesn't look like there's any way around this. Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move.
Objection! Fossilor's an asshole!
I think we've all seen enough now, and we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning. I believe this is indeed the finale. Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view, move...
Why is he looking at her like that?
Excuse me, everyone, but I must...
Sorry, you just got caught in Noah's face. Sorry.
Miss, I must ask you not to shout and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know.
I'm a little lost
Would
in the
anyone
sauce.
here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Lyney, if you would be so kind.
What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance? Come on, Lyney and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf. But as
Get in the
magic
boxes.
makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
I understand.
And voila.
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me, and then before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowl. I admit it.
I hate him.
What? Why?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt.
Just kidding. Like, that's the most shocking thing. She's from Mondstadt.
I heard that Lyney's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one.
I never trust a Mondstadter. Jammer says those darn Mondstatters. She is the thief. Thank you. I was like, isn't she the one that was stealing shit earlier? Please, thank you. I know the NPCs look the same, but she had the twin tails, and it had to be her.
That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been caught before. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Lyney was the one who caught me in the act.
That son of a bitch, Lyney. That asshole, Lyney.
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief.
Paimon.
Lyney even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me.
Because the person that you stole the ticket from was always predetermined.
He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was on to me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me.
Anya says, Mondstadt, the land of thieves and drunkards. Agreed.
I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box.
I wanted him to die.
There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
If they're a practiced hand at concealment, probably. A professional thief could make it work.
But I swear, I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it.
Mondstadt is the land of thieves and drunkards, but it's my home away from home. It is always where you go back.
Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
I will steal every single wallet from everybody in the audience. Give me your wallets, everybody. Everyone in the audience. I'll steal, but I'm not going to kill you guys.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
I guess this must that women be like, fuck around and find out. Yeah, now it's time to refute the Hydra Archon's previous reasoning.
This time, we need to tell the entire story from Lillian's perspective.
Here we go. Okay, identify loopholes. Lyney entered the tunnel. And he put on a dress. So the random number selector was chosen. Okay.
Seems this won't produce a particularly effective rebuttal.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. Halsey dissolved. Halsey didn't dissolve. Halsey simply changed. Okay. I am so, like, confused now. Okay. Events in the tunnel. Used to pop the balloon on top of the magic box. But Lyney did enter the tunnel. So that's not even something we would have to refute. Halsey, wait. Halsey didn't dissolve though. How would Halsey have reacted? Okay, let's see. And fighting between Cowell. There is evidence proving that a fight indeed broke out in the tunnel.
The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up, but it was smashed during the struggle between Lillian and Cowell.
Lyney knocked Cowell out. What did Halsey do?
Lillian was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid, biding her time. Just what one might expect of an experienced thief.
It caused the water tank to crash down and make everything seem like an accident. Oops. How would Halsey have reacted?
The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lillian's attempt to break out when she was frightened.
Yay, I did it! Holy shit, Paimon, I'm scared!
Having been selected out of the blue, Lillian panicked. Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard. Hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lillian had not dissolved.
She's not from Fontaine, she's from Mondstadt! That's why.
He did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket.
Jammer says, I did skip through some of Paimon's lines in this. My ears were not ready.
Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended.
Ended. Anya, he didn't know she was Stone Cold Mondstatter.
She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the Opera House these last 2 days.
Eating nothing but costumes and music charts and also music sheets and all sorts of things that are found in operas. She was peeing in the opera pit.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped
That's
them right under our
why.
noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
And everyone was blaming Paimon.
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
Paimon's like, this dirty thief stole macarons and I was blamed for it. How dare she?
Ah, so that's the whole story.
God, Fontainians are stupid. Just saying.
Bravo! Bravo!
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements? Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
She's like, pocket sand, and she runs out. Pocket water. Anya says there's little nibbles taken out of costumes that people mistook for being moth-eaten.
What? Are you reading my mind now? No. I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
Wow. Look at that. She's like a deflated balloon now.
What is her problem?
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events.
Here we go. For the people in the back, if you didn't hear this, come forward so we can listen. You can listen in. We're gonna replay everything. You ready?
The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water.
Anya says, and a balloon like Paimon would recognize women of her own.
If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house.
Eating random
Lyney,
clothes.
He was in the underground structures within the opera house
2 days.
and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Lyney, the accused, is in fact innocent.
He is, however, guilty of stealing everyone's heart with his charming magic.
While there is much in Lyney and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratories to make the final decision.
Oh, we're gonna do wishes and Star Rail? Is this what's going on? Oh wait, no it's not. Damn.
As such, Lyney and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
They are declared Fatui.
Great work, partners.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Gold, 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 gold. Yep. Let's not celebrate just yet. We need a 5-star pull from this train.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Lyney's baggage?
What is your connection? Why'd you plant the water?
Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that you dared to bring before this court?
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Lyney, but you, yes? I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
What does that even mean? I mean, is she saying that the guilty verdict is a coupon? What does it mean?
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Lyney, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
Jammer says, I don't understand Coupon Town. Anya says, yeah, I have no idea. Maybe Farina is one of those couponers that has a serious habit, and they go to the store and they get money back from the store because they have so many coupons. They're like really good at budgeting.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know and seek the protection of the guards.
Yes, I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration.
Hi.
We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent more off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about. The...
He turned into water.
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
He wet himself in front of everyone. That's what Anya says. He's all washed up. However, nothing is found in the scene apart from liquid left behind after bonds dissolved.
So, we're just going back now?
We have to tell his family. Their problem seems to have been solved for now. We're not needed here anymore.
That's true, but...
Traveler, Paimon, please wait.
Lyney...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui.
Anya says, I'm just imagining a janitor with a mop cleaning up the human puddle. At the very end. It's just like, Okay. I just didn't wish to see anyone be falsely accused. I just want to be sure we're squared.
I guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Lyney this entire time.
Jammer says they probably made one of the Melusines clean it up. Ignore the apostrophe. Little Melusine with a mop. They treat the Melusines as second class citizens. Oh my god. Do they make the Melusines like clean out their gutters and stuff? The Melusines are considered like people status. Oh my god.
As for why I'm a Fatous, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
Jenner says not the gutters, they aren't tall enough. Anya says they have to clean everyone's bedpans. Why? That's how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too. Oh, so they're not really a family? Is that how it is? Like they're all Fatui?
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story? It's about my past.
Agnes says chamber pots and such. Stop talking about the Melusines doing all the dirty work in Fontaine. They were all pink and purple to begin with. That's why some of them are dark colored. They're dirty. Aquino confirmed daddy.
Back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets.
Lynette got fleas. She had them real bad.
To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever.
Anya says, okay, this part is serious, no more funnies. Okay.
Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
Oh no. So he was gonna... But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law.
Villains. So what happened after that?
I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person, and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there in the darkness.
So, She'd already taken care of that guy.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans. Father, I mean, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer. The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here. I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed by nobles. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
That's all in the past, though. The Knave is after the Gnosis, isn't she?
She has her own plans. She has gained permission from the Sarita to first use the Gnosis's power when she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis. Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. All of us house members here, Lady Arlecchino herself included, are from Fontaine. We won't give up on defending our homeland. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
I'm sorry, but I still can't completely trust you.
It's all right. I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right. If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Lyney.
I understand. Goodbye.
Bye, Lyney.
Meanwhile, Traveler is like, yeah, and I have child's vision in my pocket still. Even though I said I don't trust the Fatui at all. Time for
Hey
some
there.
pasta.
What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us, Navia?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Don't you think so, too?
Well, I'm sorry, Navia.
Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
I was really only trying to defend Lyney. I wasn't necessarily looking into serial disappearances case.
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades now? And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro Archon's people to follow now, right?
Jammer says... Oh wait, Anya says, so yeah. Welcome to Fontaine. We got serial murders and human trafficking. Jammer says, to be fair, I don't think they trust Child either, lol. Yeah, they really don't trust Child, but I just think it was a funny coincidence. He's like, you're a Fatui? I can't even talk to you. Walks away, still holding on to Child's hydrovision.
Ah. I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I suppose you are just travelers who have only arrived in Fontaine after all. Sorry. I might have been too presumptuous.
I thought you were a good person.
Don't say that, Navia.
Aw, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire.
Everything's
causing
related to
new hope
water in
spring
Fontaine.
forth, and the reflection in the murk to become clearer. Sorry about that. I'm a bit prone to nostalgia. Don't mind me. Wait, Shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as partners?
Are you gonna drug some macarons?
Do we really need to get that formal? Well, guess you really did treat us as partners, huh?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets later. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
Well, if you say so, let's go have that meal then.
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm. If Boss Navi is treating, count Paimon in.
Oh, wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Bourg? I believe we'll make it just in time for dinner.
I hope you have reservations.
Let's have our farewell meal.
Yay. We did the thing. Oh, God. Now we can leave. Anya says, I think he's more upset about the dishonesty than that they were for Tui. Child never hid who he is. That's true. I do think that's true, but I thought it was funny. I don't know. Let me just make up stuff. Yeah, I can do my dailies. I'm free. I'm free. Damn. Okay. Hi, little Melusine. What do they make you do? Tell me all about your problems.
I prefer magic personally.
Look, there's another Melusine. Hi, you don't have wings.
I wonder where humans come from.
Why do some have little back projectiles and some don't? Like, what is that? What's your gender? My gender is Melusine. That's just the gender. There's an Act 2, lol. Well, you know, that Act 2 can wait. I really didn't do my dailies yesterday. Because I was like... Well, the Melusines are all female. I know they're all female, but let me just... Look, they can be genderless. We don't know. Maybe they're like bees. I need to do dailies. You guys want to do dailies? You can do dailies. Let's co-op. Okay. I'll be in the VC for this in a second. And I gotta check if the Fugi works. And I'm gonna go to Mondstadt. We're the land of thieves and drunkards. Because that's where you're supposed to go, right? Land of thieves and drunkards. Make sure. Hello?
Hi.
Hi, yay. Okay, I'm gonna put some little names up. I didn't put text. So let me just
Names? I get to have a name?
I'll allow it this time. Okay, and we'll just put Anya and Jammer. Wait.
Luck can swing the results of a single game.
Twitch
Bound
rewards.
to run out sooner.
Did you get a reward just watching? See, you get a reward just for watching me. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Let's make this smaller. It is way big. Ugh, I don't like that it does that. It's like, oh, you're making it too small. Okay. Oops. I accidentally went to starting screen. That wasn't on purpose.
Congrats.
Yeah, okay. Alright, so I don't know if you want to come to my world.
I'm still loading.
Okay, yes, I understand.
I can go. I'm in the game.
Yay.
Good for you.
Wow.
Tee-hee-hee.
If you don't behave, I'm gonna accuse you of being a Melusine.
Wow.
Like, oh, you think you're so badass? All right. Be quiet, Melusine. It sounds like an insult now. Melusine. Just go back to your underwater village, Melusine.
Wow. Yeah, so I did that quest line with the Melusines, and it's very interesting. Highly recommend.
I have not done that yet.
I
Yeah,
kind of
highly
started
recommend
it.
for Jamie, especially.
They're pretty cute. I like them.
There. I'm covered in... No.
Stabilize. This is order. Solidify.
Not food delivery.
Yeah, ignore that. We'll go do the other stuff. Oh, now they have the Bishonen. Is that a
Yeah.
Bishonen, Kaya?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Stealing your heart.
I don't know why this is. Oh, I got a wish! Yay!
Got a wish?
Yeah, because I've completed the thing.
Oh.
Okay, so let's go to... Thousand Wind Temple has 2 of them next to it.
Yep.
Thank you for joining me, because I was just like, I don't want to do it on my own. It sucks. Like,
yeah.
I wanted to finish the trial, and okay, this is gonna be the Eye of the Storm, by the way. Hit the water.
Going to first.
Sorry, the little water one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Take it
Already
easy.
shooting it. Okay.
Sorry.
Oops.
It'll come down, and you've an archer as well, so
Yeah.
I don't.
it's okay. You can freeze it.
I'm trying. There we go.
This part will be frozen.
Made it just in time.
Stabilize.
Ah, oops.
I broke it out of freezing.
Where are you going, dude?
Thinks he can escape. He has a radius he has to stay in.
It's just there.
Yeah, I think it's on the ledge.
Yeah, it's stuck on the ledge.
It's really stuck. Like, you can't come down.
That's funny.
I'm gonna just let my stuff charge. It's really stuck there. It is glitched. Yeah, it's glitched there.
So sucks to be it.
Alright, it happened.
There and did nothing.
Yeah. It's okay.
Good job, Yolande.
And the next one that's right next door.
Same zip code.
Hilly Trail Village.
Hilly Trail Village?
Camp.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying... I'm not making a comment on that. I was just, like, repeating it.
Quietly now.
Ow.
Solidify. I will have order.
Shadow Raven, Black Knight.
Here comes the test for the wicked. Busted.
Order guide you. Stabilize.
Yeah.
As you wish, main Fräulein.
Nice.
Okay, and third one is in the stupid ice mountain.
Okay. That's a
Dragon's fighting.
ley line thingy.
Yay, ley line
We should
thingy, let's
look for a
go.
place to take
Yeah.
shelter. I'll be fine, but we don't want you catching a cold.
Pregnant defense.
Pregnant what?
It says impregnable defense.
Oh. As opposed to a pregnable one.
Yeah. Somebody's kink, you know?
Oh, sneezing.
Somebody's fan fiction.
What's the hurry? What's the...
Yeah.
By royal decree.
This is order.
Just want him to not exist anymore.
Crumble.
Yeah.
Is official okay? Because she was like screaming.
Oh yeah. Well, one of the archers hit her.
Oh.
What's the hurry?
This little asshole over
hurry?
here.
There we go.
He got shot so full of arrows and also was iced.
He's just riddled with arrows.
Yeah. Okay, so
Alright.
because
Third
yeah,
one, somewhere else.
can't do it in my world since it's just delivery.
It's raining again? This isn't good. If the rain washes away the traces, it's gonna set us back a long
I'm gonna
way.
kick everybody out, okay?
Okay.
And we'll go reconvene after we've decided how the trial will go. Just kidding. Is there any special stuff going on still or no?
Like events?
It's just fighting the stuff around your area, right?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, they haven't put up a new one.
Yeah, the relic records. I
Saw about
completed that. Dunzo.
accidentally released highest burst.
Oh, my quests are in Fontaine today.
Should
You
I
have
go
them in
there?
Fontaine already?
Yeah, you can set them to Fontaine.
I want to know what it is.
But I have it on random. I have one called Fish NATO.
Okay,
I'm curious.
It looks like it's underwater.
That's fine.
So
we just want to
okay.
go. We just want to go and experience this. Let's see what the Fontaine daily commissions are like. I mean, honestly, I should be doing them because, like, I want to get my Fontaine wings or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
Excuse me,
yeah.
little doggy.
I don't have enough reputation yet for the weekly stuff.
Oh, you have to talk to.
No, I talked
There's
to
like
them.
Okay.
My reputation isn't level 2 yet.
Where's Fish NATO?
It's in the Fish EU or something. I don't know.
It's near Marcotte Station. So.
Is it in Fish Canada? I don't know where it is. Where is it? Fish Switzerland? Where is it?
Descheites?
Calm down. Go to Marcotte Station.
Marcotte Station.
How do you pronounce the
Time to go.
French?
The French. That's how you pronounce it.
No, I didn't want the aquabus.
Okay, here we go.
I've done that.
No, we don't need it. It's down. It's in the water.
Which
Below.
water?
The below.
Follow the
Or
wind.
is it right? Oh, it's these.
Yeah.
Is it the crabbies? Oh, I guess so.
Craft?
Oh, I thought it
a
was
crab.
Fish NATO, like NATO.
No, Fish NATO, like Shark NATO.
I didn't understand. That's why I was just like, oh, is it like the EU or what is going on? I was so confused. Like Sharpedo.
Oh, that was easy.
Yay.
There actually was one underwater, but You got them all. Should I kick you?
Yeah,
you
can.
turn them in. Unless
Yeah,
you want to
sure.
do resin first.
I'm okay with doing resin, but I'm also like, I'm fine with just doing regular stuff. You have an investigate over here, just saying. I want to kill this guy because he's right here.
One with nature. As one with wind and cloud.
He was just eating fruit and resting, but you know.
Yeah, he was.
I can't allow that. It can't happen.
So rude.
Not on my watch.
Fruit.
Time to go.
Crab. My crab now.
We have regular crabs. Look at this giant starfish.
Oh.
Imagine if you found that on the beach. Isn't that scary?
It's kind of scary.
I mean,
Don't
it's on
wanna
the
take that
beach.
home.
It's probably dead.
Oh, that's true. Look, they have free croissants right in between the rocks there. It's Fontaine. You get free croissants.
Everyone gets a free croissant.
You just find them on the beach randomly.
Wow.
Alright, so do you want to just do new bosses or what?
Oh, we can do the new boss. I don't mind it. It's under your control.
I'm gonna go to the.
Oh, I found Navia's hair.
Shut up.
It's like a curled up shell, a spiral shell.
Her drills.
Yeah, her drills.
Those drills.
Yeah. I was just like playing through the story and being like, I want spiral macaroni so bad now.
She made me want macarons. I want macarons really
I mean,
badly.
that too.
Oh yeah, I really wanted macarons.
So which one are we doing? Because I have to decide which to get. I guess
I'll start with
Time to
the
go.
lady.
Time
She's
to go.
air.
Yes.
Amino.
And no.
I'm gonna bring if it's cool, I'm gonna bring the fish girl.
That.
Yeah.
She'll be helpful. These new bosses are interesting. I kind of like them.
Mm-hmm.
It's fish time.
Every journey has its final.
It's weird to me that she doesn't have anything. She's just like a spike.
Right now, right here, right now.
Hmm.
Let's move out. Wings of darkness. Oz, reveal thyself.
Yeah, reveal yourself, Oz. What the hell?
Allow me.
Let's move out. I summon thee. My, you're cutting it close.
Don't look at me. Ow. I know. Here. I'm making a fish. I mean, a jellyfish. Over here.
Oh, frick! I couldn't move.
Aw. No. Yeah.
I was trying to back away and it just.
Yeah, it's
Didn't
hard. It's hard because the
move.
fucking swirls are there. Oh no,
No,
I'm
it wasn't
frozen!
even-
I'm frozen! No!
They're breaking my shields too.
So mean.
Coming back.
I hate them.
You're like, I like these new bosses.
Oh, shit, you're both dead.
I think they're interesting. I don't love them. I'll say that. I'll have to use. We have to learn their tricks of the trade, and then it won't be as bad. This guy is like, I have no one. I'm sad.
I'm just trying to survive.
Yeah, I'm running.
Stay away.
Almost there.
Just doing a frickin' sky dancer twirl.
There's a jellyfish out here if you need it. Man, those animo things really do move.
Yeah. Ah, no.
No, jellyfish is on.
Gather.
There's a jellyfish right here.
Can't reach it.
Sorry.
Oh, shoot. That's fine. Dang it. Wasted my first. Alright.
Stay here, stay here. This is just really hard.
Yay.
I didn't heal all the way. Somebody go heal.
No, here. I'll do it again.
I think your heal is too low or something.
Oh, well, you know, I am not fully 90 yet. I still got, I'm up close, but not there.
Let's move out.
One day I'll be there. One day I'll be all grown up.
Alright, I'm gonna head to Crab.
You might need to work more on her talents too, so.
I haven't. She's not.
No, I'm not. I'm saying like that would probably help boost her healing abilities.
Okay.
I'm not like.
Well, I already
criticizing
heard it. So thanks.
No.
Right here.
It's a hate them.
I don't think I'll be bringing him because it's a fire crab.
Taking him to the fire crab.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm saying I've done it.
Oh. I don't like him to be against fire because he's just very
Fragile.
Yeah.
I will bring him. I went to the wrong teleport.
Take it easy.
Yeah, I don't know where the hell. Is it this one down here? Okay.
Stabilize.
Wakey, wakey.
Defract.
Quietly now.
Jumped out of my thing.
Order guide.
Take it easy.
Under the sea. Under the sea.
Stick. Gotcha. Game's up. Fun's over.
Odds, reveal thyself.
Cool. Cool.
Take it easy. Quietly now.
The process of elimination.
Here comes the catch.
Yeah. Like a shield. Oh god. Round is too spicy.
Gotcha.
What's the matter? You're angry?
Come on, Krabby.
It's
So crabby.
It's so hot in here. I'm surprised that the sand isn't all turned into glass.
That's a good point. Alright, I send you Copelia.
I won't bring my healer since it's not good enough. So anybody else can bring their healer if they want.
I can bring my Kokomi and see how she does.
Take it easy.
Oh, I forgot I have Miko it.
I do appreciate the water stains they put on a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To make it look slightly wet outside of the little fountains.
Yeah. Just kind of attention to detail.
Threw like a ball of water at his camera and he applauds. It's like, sir, your camera's probably ruined now.
You ruined my camera! Yay! Bravo, bravo.
Your sins weigh upon your soul.
Excuse you?
Nothing left.
Guilty. You stand condemned. Through me, justice is served. Guilty. Your penance is due.
Covenant of the deep.
Guilty.
God damn it. Sorry.
Oh. I don't have my jellyfish yet. And here we go.
Right now.
You stand condemned. Your penance is due. That's my time.
We need more, like... And it sucks because, like, you can't even put shields on because it doesn't even really work.
Yeah.
Aha, no, Miko!
Like, you can put shields on, but it's still not gonna really shield you.
No, because they break them.
Yeah. And you can't even set a heal down because everything moves.
Yeah, it's like I can set it down, but you only have like a limited amount of time before the frickin' like air shit. Oh god.
Nowhere to run.
kill me, please don't kill me, God.
Get away from them.
I know, I was running out towards the end. Why?
Alright. Crabbing time.
Yay. Shiny.
I will have order. Here comes the catch. Gotcha. Right now.
Right in your dumb crab face.
Yeah. I'm just ready for a crab broil.
Right? Suddenly I want seafood.
Yeah. It's a crab one.
Take it easy.
At least the crab's easy. Jeez.
Yeah. Yo, where you go?
Emerge.
We went to go get a new shell. Watch out.
Things are about to get dicey.
Well, I guess Grandpa was doing his thing. Done.
Yay.
So they chose to make one easy boss and two really hard bosses that work together against you.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Imagine doing it like single player, I guess. I don't know.
No, thank you.
Sure.
Are you sure? You sure you don't want to do it?
Alright. So I'm gonna go ahead and kick you guys and turn in your stuff.
Alright.
Okay.
Yay, it's loading. I'm gonna go ahead and get off the call so I can end my stream in a couple minutes because it's almost 2 hours for me streaming.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Wait.
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and end here for the day. And we're gonna go ahead and go, let's see. Let's go somewhere fun. Oh wait. Do we not have? Okay, I'll wait. I'll wait a second. I thought somebody was on, but they aren't. Anyway, we got to do a lot of cool stuff today. And let's see. Let me go to the Catherine real quick and get my stuff. She is always. Yesterday I didn't. No, I don't want to do your delivery, Sarah. Stop talking to me.
Ad Astra. Thank you for complete.
Yay.
Ad Astra.
Gotta just set this up real quick. Sending you guys off. We're gonna go to Jacer Street.
Navigating the world is a whole lot easier with a few different identities to choose from. Need me to come up with some for you?